What's going on, YouTube? Claic Yuzolt back again with another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius video, and one of the units I've been waiting forever. I even have an emote in chat. Now, it is for Saber, but CG Charlotte and Saber from Fate's Stay, they look very similar, is coming to Global. It is a big-time magic damage dealing tank. For a lot of you out there who've been waiting on one, here you go. For waiting on her, we're going to get into that, and we're going to tell you why she is so powerful. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so we have a few units to cover before we get to CG Charlotte, or Sacred Shield Charlotte. We have Shepherd here. Shepherd isn't going to be anything too special. It's a damage dealer, 3-star base going to 5-star. Spirit scaling with his damage, but nothing too insane to make you really want to go for him, nothing too niche. But the thing is, you do want to go for him because of this TMR. Successor's Talent, HP increased by 15%, and then we get Water, Wind, and Earth by 30%. This TMR is absolutely bonkers for the type of content we're going to have to go up against later in the game. I would be trying to get my hand on a couple of these at least, and if you're going through the step up, I'm sure you'll get some, as he is the only 3-star on the banner. But that is a very good TMR, and I would definitely be getting my hands on them if I could. Next up, we have Freeze, which is going to be a debuffer type of unit. TMR is Mind Protector. Very nice chest for any kind of user who wants the defense in the spirit. Get some MP up per turn. If something, it's heavy armor, right? So putting this on is going to be hard for your support units. However, for somebody like Charlotte, if you don't mind losing out on maybe putting something else on that would give you elemental resist, which is going to be tough, this could be very good for you as well. So it's not a throwaway TMR by any means, but with it being, like, you know, it's kind of hard to have it on a lot of the units that you'd want to put it on, besides maybe CG Charlotte. Moving on down, I do want to talk about, because there are a lot of new users or returning users coming to the game. If you guys do not have amazing breakers, I'm not saying she's awesome or anything like that, but she does break. Breaking means you make the monster lose some of its attack, defense, spirit, or magic stat. If you break attack and magic, you take less damage, which is very important. Break a defense and spirit, you do more damage, okay? So she's not the best in the world at doing it, but if you're new, you don't have one at all, if you end up pulling her and you don't get another breaker, this could be an option for you, so I wanted to point that out. And if we go down to her limit burst, she breaks all of those stats by 65% for 3 turns, which means she can full break everything about 65%, and it's only 20 LB crystals to build that up. So that is something to look to if you're new or returning and you don't have a really nice breaker, but probably returning players probably do. Now moving on to the big event, the main event, Sacred Shield Charlotte, my waifu, my bae. She is so beautiful. Her CG is so beautiful. She has a great design. She has the armor, huge shield, huge sword. She's looking really nice. She's going to be a magic cover tank with a lot of support backing her up. If we go down to her TMR, it's Royal Circlet. Now, again, in my preview for this, I said these TMRs, you know, I have other ideas of what I want to put on her. I have to choose one or the other to have on her for her TMR, STMR ability. So we'll go into that a little bit more in detail. But this is a great support tanky hat you guys can be putting on anybody out there that needs that. We have HP 200, MP 50, Defense 25, Spirit 50. Then we have some percentages in HP and 10% in MP. Again, when we're going in fights that do not require a lot of elemental resist, and you don't need to put that on your hat, this is going to be great for you. If you don't need to be using maybe your CG Fina's TMR, this is also another option for you that will be great to make you a little bit more tanky, survive a little bit better. Her STMR is much better than her TMR in my opinion, and as it should be. But in some cases, it's not really, as we've learned. The shield, it's going to be a great shield. Defense 68, Spirit 118, HP 20%, Spirit 20%. Sounds amazing for a magic cover tank. Increase ice and light resist by 50%. Also great if you're going to get something with light or ice attached to it. I mean, this thing is absolutely bonkers. I do like Ramza's STMR too, giving 20% elemental resist to everything. And in a lot of cases, you need to cover more than just maybe ice or light. You might need to switch that out. But having both of them in your back pocket is definitely something that is useful. And I may be going for 4 of Charlotte because of this, especially with the 5% banner up rates, and you get one guaranteed on the step up. And from what I'm seeing and what's being reported, the new 2.5 Lapis pools, or whatever they are, the half pools where you get a 5+1, do contain the 5% up rate for rainbows and an increased rate to CG Charlotte. So you can go ham on those as well if you would like. Again, look in their game, make sure it should be under step up summon. It's in the middle. If we go here, You can see Sacred Charlotte special 5+1 summon. That's going to be everything that's not the 4-star guaranteed. Is going to be a 5% rainbow chance, and they're going to be a 1% chance on the rate up compared to the other 5 stars on the banner. And again, I'm going to scroll down here. I know I'm taking some time away from the review, but I want to show you guys why that +1 is so important. This is going to be the +1 on those 5+1, so the 2.5k. So you don't have to spend as much if you don't want to. You spend 2.5k and you still get, because the +1 is always super good, right? It goes up to 7% if you guys didn't know, and then CG Charlotte's rate on that +1, that first one coming down, and that goes for all your 10+1s as well in the step up, is a 3.8% chance. So very, very good, very important to be looking into that if you want to spend. I love the new 2.5k system. It allows people who maybe don't have enough saved up or just want to throw a little bit at it to have a chance at maybe grabbing this unit out of the gacha. Moving on down, I want to point this out. She can equip staffs, swords, and maces. There are a lot of good things coming in there, right? We have a lot of staffs that have high spirit and things like that on them. We have a great sword that's currently in the King Mog shop. I think it's like Spiritual Sword or something like that. You guys want to grab that up, take it through Item World if you want to put that on her. And then we have maces for all you Lilith fans out there. Her mace is going to be great on CG Charlotte as well. I'm probably going with the mace currently, and probably open up to switch around. Still buy that sword though, because in the future we'll have a unit called CG Cecil. He will like to have that sword as a magic cover tank as well, so that's something you want to be looking into. So CG Charlotte as a unit is a single target provoke tank, has innate 50%, and can also, as you can see at the top here, provoke for 4 turns 100%, while also being able to do a little bit of damage. We can see the next two items here, Holy Slash and Ice Slash. These have been changed in their chaining frames for global, but still not that big of a deal. Disorder Absolute Zero, they're not the biggest of chaining frame families, along with bringing the ability to raise everybody's LB gauge by fill rate by 100%, and then breaking down Ice Resist, or breaking down Light Resist and putting up her own LB, which her own LB is very, very good. She also has the ability to put up defensive spirit by 110% for 4 turns to everybody, and this is the bigger one because maybe you have a bigger buff there with somebody else on your team. Mitigate magic damage taken for 30% for 4 turns to all allies. So that's going to be great for you guys out there. If you end up taking some splash damage from magic, or even just for her to have her mitigate a little bit more magic damage, this is going to help you guys out there. It's great. 4 turns to all allies. You cast this once and you're good to go. And we'll talk about in a little bit why CG Charlotte, she opens up a lot of time, because even her LB is her cover ability. So that allows her to cast her LB, and then she has a bunch of turns to be doing other things, and then cast her LB again, and so forth and so on. She does have a couple of breaks here. She has a Spirit Break and a Magic Break on a 4-turn cooldown, so they last for 4 turns, excuse me, and it does a little bit of damage, but we're not going to worry about that too much. Again, you probably have somebody else better, but if you can't fit somebody in there and you only need to break Spirit, or you only need to break Magic, Charlotte's got you covered. She has Veil of the Sacred Frost, going to put up that Ice and Light Resist by 65% for 4 turns to all allies, which is going to be great in a lot of fights if you need that. And this is going to increase everybody's LB gauge by 3 to 4 to help you guys get those LB off and be popping off with your Limit Burst. Next up, she has a great ability, Healing Glory. Restore HP 3,000 for everybody and MP 30 to everybody, on top of giving everyone LB fill rate up 150%. So you can see that while she's tanking, she's also supporting the team. She has ways she can give HP back if your healer needs to be doing something else, or you're running out of MP, you need that little bit of insta boost to your MP pool. Maybe something's taking away your MP. That's 30 MP right there you can pull off. We're moving on to her Protect ability. So she's going to protect all allies from magic damage, 80% with a mitigation of 50 to 70% for 4 turns. So it lasts for 4 turns, which is awesome. And that's going to be her main cover damage dealing ability. If you see right here, that is in her 6-star form. I want to say something for everybody out there who only gets one CG Charlotte and feels really upset. CG Charlotte can still tank and be very good at 6-star. Her LB barely increases, and we'll go over that in a minute, with what she gets at 7-star when it gets upgraded. And what she gets at 7-star in ability-wise is completely... You could just skip it all together and you'd be fine. Everything we just talked about in CG Charlotte's kit is there at 6-star. She's going to be missing some stats. She's going to be less tanky, obviously, but she's still usable at 6-star. She's actually one of the best usable 6-stars out there that still exist, in my opinion, for all she could do at 6-star, okay? So I just wanted to say that to you guys out there who get unlucky. I hope not, but if you do. Moving on down, her 7-star cooldown ability is available on turn 1, 5-turn cooldown. Mitigate magic damage 75% for 1 turn to all allies. Increase ice and light resist by 100% for 1 turn to all allies. It enables divine punishment and freezing punishment. We'll get into that in a minute, what those are. But this is like a 1 turn. This guy's about to do ice and light magic damage to us. We're in trouble. Pop it. I don't see very many uses for it myself, but there's got to be something out there, right? That's why we have it. The next two abilities are going to be damage dealing abilities that are based off spirit scaling, but the modifiers are pretty low, and they're going to be A-ray chaining, which there are a lot of A-ray chaining out there. So this could help you guys if you need to maybe chain up and you don't have any other options. Charlotte's got your back because she's going to be she's got her whole covers up 4 turns, so as soon as you cast that, you're free to do everything you want to until it runs off. If you want to do the single target provoke until it runs off. Moving on down through her passives here, we have Noble Heart. It's going to give HP and MP recovery. We have an auto heal going on. Physical damage against undeads. Hey! Spirit HP going up. Increased chance of being targeted by 50%. Charlotte can be built to be an evade provoke tank. Single target. Right? Because she has 50% already in her kits. You guys can just build her up as best you can, just like you would Warrior of Light or Wilhelm or what have you, to be able to evade stuff, and then she just needs to be given 50% more provoke, and she doesn't even have to cast her provoke. If you have the ability to be able to cast her provoke, you don't even need to give her the innate chance of being targeted thing, because you can just cast her provoke. She can do both roles for you there, which is great. Just in case maybe you want to take a physical cover tank, CG Charlotte can fill in that role as the single target, maybe evade, evade single target tank here. She can fill that in. Not her best use, but she can do it. Increase ice resist by 70% for her. Increase MP 30%, defense and spirit by 20%. Chance of countering magic attacks 40% with normal attack. Again, she's good against demons, 50% against demons. LB gauge is going up 2 per turn, which is going to be important because her LB is extremely powerful. Increase resist to confuse and petrify and charm. She is missing out on paralyzed resist, so that's going to have to be given to her. Those are the big 3 as I always talk about. We have General's determination. She has attack and defense up. If she has a light shield or a heavy shield, she doesn't care. She's still getting 40% spirit. She has a chance to counter physical attacks or magic attacks. She can only do it once per turn by 80%. She's most of the time going to be casting this with General's determination. We'll talk about that in a minute. Looking at her TMR and STMR equipment, she gets defense, spirit, and HP by 30%. You definitely want that on her. Another great thing she gets, chance to ignore fatal damage 80% when HP is above 5%. So she gets beat down, she's about to die, she has guts, she stays alive. An amazing skill, and I wish every FFBE character had it, because it can save you in times when you are in super trouble. It has me. It has done to me. And then increase light resist by 70%. She ain't getting hit by light. If you got to go against a boss where you got to put light resist up on your magic cover tank, good luck, boss, because CD Charlotte has it innately. Increase spirit by 20%. Increase defense, HP, and MP by 20%. Increase channel chance by 30%. Increase spirit by 150% when HP drops below 60%. So, passives just give her a bunch of stats. She is a stat queen. She's very powerful in that aspect. Looking down, General's determination is going to be the ability that can be cast from physical or magic attacks when she counters. She's going to give everybody LB gauge fill rate up by 80%. So that's pretty much going to be on almost all the time, in my opinion. Like, you're just going to have that if she's going to be casting that. She has the ability to put up more if you want, to go higher up on that percentage, but there that is. If you cast her cooldown ability, she gets access to, like, stronger ice or stronger light damage dealing abilities. So essentially she can do the divine punishment where she puts down light resist, or she could do the freezing punishment, which puts down the ice resist and chains with disorder and absolute zero. Again, the modifiers aren't high enough for me to be going crazy. They're not terrible, but they're not high enough, and that's not really why you'd be using her. She has raise, and again, that seems like a little thing you throw to the side, but I don't know how many times she's going to have turns off. Maybe somebody's dead. You want your healer to be like Dispelga, Asunga or something, and they can't be triple casting until Lena, so she can do the raise for you without breaking that item law and everything like that. Now here comes the big selling point. You might be looking at all that and be like, she's all right. Why is everybody going crazy about her? I don't get it. This is why. So again, if we look at the 6-star maxed out LB, chance to protect everybody 80% with damage mitigation 50 to 70. So if we go to the maxed out one, it's the same one here. So it's going to be doing the same, at least when it comes to covering the team. So she's going to be able to take the turn to cast the LB instead of casting her her cover ability, and it's going to be the same, right? You're going to get the same result, and you get this nice little thing slapped onto it, which is the mitigate damage taken 45 for 4 turns to all allies. 4 turns, mitigate all damage by 45%. That's a 6-star. And again, the only difference is when you get to 7-star, it's 50%. Now at 5%, yeah, it's awesome. We want it. I mean, it's great. I mean, extra 5% damage mitigation is awesome. But again, at 6-star, she's still popping off with her LB, which is very good for her. And I can't say enough how strong this LB is. And you can look over here; it doesn't cost very much. So essentially her rotation is do whatever she wants to. You can throw some different items on her to give her different kinds of abilities if you want, and then be casting her LB. So at first she's gonna magic cover, excuse me, and then she's free to do whatever until she casts her LB. She'll definitely have it up with all that LB up, and she gets 2 LB per turn. You're probably chaining and giving it to her. She'll cast her LB and just make sure this is up at all times. Then you'll be taking 50% less damage overall. Remember, damage mitigation stacks up with specific mitigation. So remember how she has this magic mitigation up here? That's going to stack up with general mitigation. So you have defend, so when your person guards, that's a mitigation that stacks. You have general mitigation that'll stack on top of that, and then you have magic mitigation that'll stack on top of that, and physical mitigation. So she's got a lot of mitigation going on that'll help you guys out with fighting bosses. You guys will not even... This... Again, 50% mitigation. I mean, against bosses, if you were having a tough time, people were dying, she's got your back, and she gets to do her cover in the middle of doing that. So, overall, is CG Charlotte worth it for you? I have Chow, I have Awakened Rain, I have, I think Merc Ramza, whoever you guys have out there that you guys have as a magic cover tank. Do you need CG Charlotte to be able to win the game? No. A lot of the magic cover tanks are going to be dependent, Barrel. A lot of the magic cover tanks, things coming to mind, are going to be dependent on your gear. A lot of the time, it's going to be, do you have enough elemental gear? Do you have enough spirit gear to be able to put on him? Charlotte makes that a lot easier with that 50% mitigation damage, right? For everyone. That doesn't even matter. Maybe that's your single target provoke tank that you can't build evade because the boss just takes evade and throws it out the window. If they do AoE physical and AoE magic and you're deciding, hey, I want to do AoE magic cover of this fight, so your team's going to have to take the brunt of the physical damage AoE. Well, hey, that's 50% damage mitigation for Charlotte and for 4 turns. It's not like it's one turn, like, you know, you put your shield down, it's for 1 turn, 2 turn. No, for 4 turns, you get that damage mitigation, which means she can get her LB up, and you can have that up at all times. That's what makes her so good. And if you want the best looking character in the game, the best waifu, that's why you'd be pulling for her in the end. But again, you're fine if you have those other units and you have the gear to back them up. She just has that, you know, beefier stats, beefing up, and she has the support to go around her. So that's going to be it for my CG Charlotte review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Best of luck out there if you're going for her. I know I will be tonight at 8 p.m. EST on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Claic Yuzolt. Come join me. Cheer me on for Saber Waifu. Very excited to be going for her. And I can't believe those 2.5K pools are 5%. Like, I keep checking it. You guys check it. Let me know in the comments below and make sure it's going to be in the step up and it's going to be in the middle. There's so many step up banners going on right now. It's going to be in the middle, so let me know if it's actually there. And let me know what you think about CG Charlotte. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you're yes for CG Charlotte or nay. And you're going to be using Awakened Rain or Chow or all those other stupid units. No, Awakened Rain, I'm sorry. I don't mean to call you stupid. And then subscribe for future content. We'll catch you guys in the next video.